A calf stretch, hands flat against the wall, push the front knee forward and make sure you feel stretched in the back of your lower leg. Next is hamstring kick. So hands flat against your glutes, palms facing out, and kick your heels into your hands. Keep your posture upright. This will activate your hamstring, the back of your thighs, as well as the posterior chain. Next, we go into our hip openers. So make sure you have a nice little bounce, get the body moving, open up the hips, nice big rotations. This will help open our adductors and get our pelvic region ready. And then we go into our star toe touches. So right hand to left toe, left hand to right toe, and we'll get a little rotation in our trunk. This will help mobilize our back. And then we do our torso rotation, again further mobilization. When we are sitting down for a few hours in practice or gaming, our back can stiffen up, so it's important that we have that movement. And then we move on to shoulder rotation. We start with small circles and then we make them bigger and bigger. We'll do them facing forward, and then we start circles and we again bigger and bigger, and this time we're doing them backwards. Again, this is very important. Get some movement into our shoulder joints. Next is neck rotation. So again, we'll start with one direction, nice circles, get that stretch in the neck, get that mobilization in the neck. And next, mountain stretch, thoracic region, the upper back. So interlock your fingers and then push forward and up. Make sure you have a nice stretch as demonstrated by our athlete here. Interlocking, push right up. Next, sit flat against the wall, upper back touching lower back and the back of the head. And we're simply going to try to keep our arms as flat as possible against the wall, and we're going to slide them down, squeeze upper back up. We then move into our wrist, hand, elbow warm up, starting with wrist rotations, so wrist circles. So make a fist, make sure that your hands are tight and rotate. Next, going to do finger star jumps. So again, start with a fist position and then make sure you stretch your fingers out and bring them in. Next is joystick activation. So not all of us game on mouse and keyboard, so same position, squeeze and then release. And then we move on to our finger taps, hands together, tips of our fingers are touching, and we simply touch, move away. Nice focus, concentration on the breath when we do these movements. This will help settle us mentally as well as preparing us physically. Next is figure eights. So watch this movement very carefully. Hands go down, rotate in, twist and spin out. Next, we'll do our finger circles. So nice small movement. And the other direction. So again, it requires a great deal of concentration. Now palms together and fingers away. Again, this will help us warm up our fingers and the muscles in our hands. Make sure that it's prepared for our practice and gaming competition. Next, we're going to move on to finger waves. So releasing the fingers and then bring them back in. So think of the Mexican wave. So you start thumb, fingers, again, this requires a great deal of concentration, so be patient, practice it. I recommend 6 reps minimum, so make sure your warm-up is a good 5 to 10 minutes. And next, finger prism. So interlock again, fingers touching, and then squeeze palms and then push away. And then we move on to our stretching. This is a good stretch for our forearms, activating the muscles by stretching each finger individually.